Alright, we are working on the Corvette today. We are going to try to adjust the door glass, make all those adjustments. Currently the windows are down so you can't tell, but the door glass is out of adjustment, and it's been out of adjustment ever since I installed the new weather stripping. Now, I ran out of time to fully adjust it before I put the door panels on. As you can see, door panels are on, in fact. And so I just kind of had to make do with what I had. And yeah, so now we're going to take off the door panels, we're going to adjust the door glass, and get this car to seal up so I can actually close the door comfortably without fearing I'm going to break the glass. Going to roll this window up. And as you can see, there's a gap there. Let's do this side. This motor doesn't go up as well, so the spring is bad, but you know, it is what it is. It's also getting caught. As you can see, it's like totally out of the tracks. So this window is up as high as it can go, and you see if I close it, it's just gonna nail this windshield pillar. It actually hits the metal part right here. So the only way to close it was to kind of tuck this in with your hand and line it up before you slam it, and it's kind of a pain, and it shouldn't be like that. And this is all out of adjustment, it's all out of whack, and it's actually eating into the weather stripping because it's so far forward. So let's work on this side. It'd be the easiest to show you. Let's get the panel off. Alright, got the door panel off. The door panels are pretty easy to take off on C3s. Only trouble was, you know, the mirror adjustment. That thing's always a pain, depending on how you cut the door panel in, if you did it yourself. I have a very tight tolerance, so it's hard to get off and on, but, you know, I did it. So I just loosened all the bolts. I'll go ahead and show you. You got these two up here. You got the two on the sides. You got one down here. You got two right here in the middle for the regulator. One down here. And then two right here. So all that is going to make your adjustments. So we kind of need a baseline. We know we're too far forward towards the nose of the car, so we want to go backward a little bit, but we just got to play around with it. So I'm going to make some adjustments, then I'll update you. I'm several adjustments in, and the only concerning thing is the window. If you can tell, there's a lot of play in it. Now, I'm sure that just means the bushings where it connects to the regulator tracks, those are bad. Now, obviously, I'm not going to be fixing that in this video. If that is the case, it's just going to need a whole new regulator, and from what I've heard, that's not the most fun thing to do on these cars. So, that may be a task I do in the future, one day eventually, but I should be able to get it good enough to where I can live with a little wobble. Might have some wind noise on the highway, but you know, it's a classic car, it's to be expected. So I got the adjustment pretty good right now. So right here, this line is like perfect. Now what's happening is it keeps hitting right here on this clip, and I got a little bit of a gap there. So if I close it a certain way to get the clip to be on the outside of the glass like it's supposed to be, then I have just a hairline. Get my light out. Just a hairline gap right there. And then all the way around it is perfectly flush. Like, that is great. So I want to adjust that a little bit. Alright, I'm having issues with this windshield trim. You see, the whole thing moves. I'm not sure why, because it's bolted in there pretty tight. It's almost like I needed to add a self-tapper screw and just kind of drill it in there and just kind of hold it up. Now, the door as it is now, if I close it, it sits on the outside of this. But I mean, it's flush. It's okay. but it's definitely not how it's supposed to be. Sitting on the outside of the track there. I mean, it's good enough if I had a drive like this, but it's not where I want it. Okay, so now I closed it with putting pressure on this side of the glass while I closed it. And so basically what I'm doing is tucking it under here and putting this trim to where it should be. So then the glass just kind of slides, fits right in, and I got a really tight gap. I adjusted it, and that's just a minuscule amount, and then all the way around is pretty solid. So I think that's as good as this glass is going to get. So first I'm just going to shut it. Oh, in the other hand. Okay. And so since I can't obviously tuck it on the outside, I have this gap, and it's just not right. That's not how it's supposed to be. So now I'll put the glass down all the way. Alright, shut it. Now let's raise the glass. Now, as it's so loose, I have to put pressure on it so it doesn't get caught in here. And now this is as far up as it will go. Now that is a massive gap all the way around. And it's just getting caught on that top of the metal trim part. And I know the motor's weak. Yeah, no doubt the window motor is weak on this car, and any adjustment I make is not going to be able to overcome the sliding into this rubber weather stripping. Now I can lube it up, but still it's not going to make a difference. This motor needs to be replaced in order to properly fix the gap here. So for the time being, if you want the window to shut all the way, you gotta open the door, roll the window all the way up, and then slam the door. And then you're gonna have a little gap here, but that's as good as you're gonna get. Or you just close it with the window down, and you can roll up and you can get to about here. As it is now, it's not gonna properly seal with the top on, and you know, I'm going to address the window motor. I'm going to have to. I'm going to start looking in onto this side. Oh, you can't see. I'm going to start looking onto this passenger side because I did put a new window motor on this side. So I should be able to get better adjustments and better results. Pro tip, if you're having a problem where one side is too high and the other side's not high enough, check your adjustment here. So this is the stopper for how high up it will roll on this regulator track. So there's one here, and then there's one on the other side that's a lot easier to see. So that's just another point of adjustment. These top ones, these two, they do a little side to side, but they also have the back and forth. So these are mainly for back and forth. If you want side to side, like one of the pitch, that's these two. And the bottoms don't really do much. They can fine tune it a little bit, but not much. Most of your adjustments are being done up here, these two, and then the stoppers. Passenger side done. This is as good as it could get. For whatever reason, it just did not have enough room to maneuver up. That was as high as I could get it, and I could get it perfectly level with the T-top, but then there'd be an even bigger gap all the way across. So I figured, at least this way I can seal up this back edge, and then there's this little gap up here that I'll have to live with. One thing is the gap from this window to this pillar here is much bigger on this side than it is on the driver's side, and I can't move this back anymore. But this driver's side, you know, it came out pretty good for, you know, sealing wise, just that little top spot. Other than that, it is sealed, and as you can see, the gap is a lot tighter on this side. It's actually really tight here at the very top of it. So that problem I was having when the window would move this way, so if you're looking inside the car, it was going like this, inboard and outboard. So that problem is the rollers on the regulator are actually bad. The plastic rollers, they're bad. They're causing some wear and some movement. So that's what I need to replace to properly fix this and adjust it. And then while I'm doing that, I'm going to replace the window motor as well and re-grease the regulator and take care of everything. But that is quite a bit of work, honestly, and I heard it's a big pain on Corvettes. So that's going to have to be something I do later on down the road. For now, this will get me by, and it's good enough. Just one of those things. Since this car is not a show car, it's just good enough. Now, I have some other things I need to take care of. If I'm going to drive this car, I got to see if the wipers work. I got to see if the heater works, especially because it's winter time right now and it's kind of cold. So today, in the end of this video, let's check out the heater. Let's see if it works, see if the blower works. Alright, let's get this running. Had to bring up the fast idle a little bit once again. Sounds like my battery is not happy. That's better though. The car is so loud it's hard to hear the blower fan, but the blower fan is working. I got it set to hot on vents and it's definitely working. The heater's working. I don't know if this fan is just very weak or if that's just how these C3s are. I have been in another C3 Corvette where the AC actually worked, and he was saying the same thing, like these aren't powerful fans, so who knows. It does seem abnormally weak though. I only have these vents. I can do heater, actually the one all the way to the right is defrost. And yeah, I can feel it. It's just very, very, very weak. Yeah, but when I put it on vent, that's when I definitely feel the most flow. But okay, the heater does work. I think I need to adjust the fast idle because the choke should be open now. Like the choke should be done and it's still idling kind of high. And I definitely went a little too high on my fast idle adjustment. You know, it's just one of those things, you just gotta fine tune it. Alright, so turn the fan all the way to low. Turn the heater controls to off. And yep, don't feel anything anymore. Alright, good to know, the heater does work. Haven't done this in a while, but pop-ups work. So cool. See them go down. So that's going to be it for this video. This was more of just an update video of what's going on. And yeah, just keeping you updated. We got some big news coming up in this. Either the next video on this Corvette or the video after that. You're going to hear some really big news. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.